How's it going, guys? Objector here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the best loadout that I've found for the challenge modes in the Division. This is going to be the loadout I use in the challenge mode the vast majority of the time, and it works pretty well in most situations, and more importantly, it helps counter those stupid shotgun runners. Easily the most annoying part of the challenge mode, and I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on these guys at the end of the video, but let's jump on into the build. As far as your gear goes, we're going to keep it simple. Take the best stuff you have. As you get more high-end weapons, you can pick and choose, but until then, take what's going to do the most work for you. I would say avoid shotguns and snipers because I don't have good luck with them against the shotgun runners, but if you can make it work, then by all means go for it. When it comes down to the gear attributes, I tend to lean towards the firearms or skill-based items, simply because you're going to die so fast anyway if you get caught. I don't notice the stamina making too much of a difference in this, so I'd rather max out my DPS or my skills. Getting on into the heart of the build, for my abilities, I take the first aid for some survivability. In challenge mode, this thing is going to save your life. The other option here is the support station for the self-revive. But usually, if I go down, I'm either already dead or will be soon enough, so I don't tend to go for the support station as much as I do the first aid. For my second ability, I take the sticky bomb with the flashbang. This is going to maximize your DPS more than anything else because it allows you to force enemies out of cover and allows you to get a ton of free shots on target. The second reason I take it is because it's the best counter that I've found to the shotgun runners. It stops them in their tracks and allows your team to safely unload into them. Now, I know a lot of people like to run with Pulse, and it's a great ability, and I actually highly recommend that at least one person in your group does have it, but I just find that the benefits from the first aid and the flashbang sticky bomb outweigh the increased critical hit chance and damage. Especially if you're running an SMG spec'd for crit chance like I do, then it really isn't that necessary. For the signature ability, it's going to be up to you and your team comp, but I would recommend either Recovery Link or Survival Link. Both will give your team the survivability you're going to need in the challenge mode. Now moving on to the talents, I focus on team survivability with a splash of DPS. In the medical field, I'm going to take Adrenaline to give me an overheal whenever I use a first aid pack, Tree Edge to reduce the cooldowns on my sticky bomb whenever I heal an ally with my first aid, and Combat Medic to further help the team survivability by healing my teammates with my first aid packs. And to round things off, in the security tree, I go with One is None. This makes it so that every headshot I have has a 50% chance of not using that bullet and getting it refunded straight to my magazine. If you're going to be using an LMG and getting a lot of headshots, this is going to make a huge difference in your magazine size, and the less you have to reload, the higher your DPS is going to be. And that's the basis of this build, guys. It works out pretty well in most situations, and I recommend trying it out and seeing how it works for you. The rest of this video is going to focus on the shotgun runners and my thoughts and opinions on them, so if you just came for the build, I hope you liked it and be sure to subscribe for even more builds. Now going back to the shotgun runners, they are by far the most frustrating thing in the game and make the challenge mode actually a lot less fun in my opinion than it should be. I understand the challenge mode is supposed to be difficult and these guys are part of what makes it so hard, but honestly I find them to be more annoying than anything. They're basically tanks that have no skill or strategy other than running straight at you like a suicide bomber and killing you one shot. I've seen multiple people on my team rage quit because of these guys, and it's really unfortunate. And in my opinion, these guys definitely need a nerf because from a game design perspective, they should be annoyances, but not major threats, kind of like the grunts are in Halo. The LMG and shield guys in the challenge mode should be the biggest threats, but as it is now, I leave those guys alone and focus on those shotgunners and don't move on until they're all eliminated. The LMG and shield guy are big, they tanky, they have hard-hitting weapons, but they can be countered by patience and strategy by simply staying behind cover and picking your shots, which is how it should be. But the shotgun runners don't have a logical counter like that. They make it so I'll never run a shotgun in challenge mode because they will outgun me. And they're a big reason I use the flashbang in this build, and I don't think I should have to limit my build just to counter one enemy type. Part of my fun with the Division comes from trying out all the different skills and combinations of them in the hard missions, and I wish I could allow myself more variety in the challenge modes. And I don't know how many times that one person on my team is left alive and they just keep running away and picking their shots when they can, and it leaves the rest of us lying there dead, waiting to see if he survives or not, and waiting for the revive, or see if we all have to start back at the last checkpoint. So how should Ubisoft go about nerfing these guys? I've come up with two solutions. Either make them less tanky, or the option that I prefer, make them a little more tactical. If they acted like real enemies, real people who cared about their lives and moved from cover to cover to close distance while taking shots when they can, it'd be a far more enjoyable experience and more realistic. But anyway, that's all for this video, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to let me know what your favorite challenge mode build is and how you feel about the shotgun runners in the comments below. If you haven't seen my previous video on my medic build, click the link on the screen now, and until next time, this is Objector, signing off.